Coming up on the ZTV Sports Report, we show you highlights from the football team's homecoming game against Ohio University, show you an athlete spotlight on the captain of the women's cross-country team, and speak with the announcer for the women's soccer team. All of this and more coming up on the ZTV Sports Report. Welcome to the ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Zips Athletics. I'm Kara Riccardi. Sadly, my co-host Parker Smith decided the Steelers game was more important than ZTV, so he's currently in Pittsburgh. I'm a little bitter, but I look forward to having you back at the desk on our next show, Parker. First up on the show, we are going to take a look at how the equipment team prepares for a football game and the game itself against Ohio University. Let's check it out.
If no one ever notices who I am, we've had a good week. If we're on game day and nobody goes, oh, hey, there's the equipment manager on the sideline, you know, that's when you know you've had a good week, because the helmets aren't coming off, guys aren't messing with their stuff, they get to go play. Our job is to make it as simple as possible for them, that they don't have anything else to think about besides the game, and that includes players and coaches. The helmets. I mean, even back to when I used to play football and going through it, you know, decaling, repairing, fixing, changing face masks, getting to design what they look like. Like for the Fear the Roo, I gotta, you know, put my ideas on the helmet and then show it to coach, and coach was like, yep, we'll go with that. And that to me is the fun part of it, is getting to do a little bit of that designing while doing some hands-on stuff. I mean, I have fun with my job. I mean, it's a labor of love. We work, you know, a lot of hours, but it's so rewarding when you see the guys light up, and you know, they just are so ecstatic about it, and it's fun to watch. You get to do a little, you know, try and give a little personalized touches, like their jersey number on the side of the helmet was a big deal to them this year. They really liked that. And just having something different and something that was a little more new age and new school for them. I think it's that rewarding part of it back, that, you know, they can come up to you and be like, you know, that was really cool. We like that. That's the fun part. And then if we fly, the equipment truck usually gets back after the plane does. So we'll fly some of the laundry to be done, like the game uniforms. We'll wash that night. And then when the truck gets back, whatever time that is, we'll usually go unload it. So what you saw was us unloading, you know, in the wee hours of the morning, because that's when it gets back, and that's when we could unload it. So we don't leave with the team. Typically, we'll leave before the team leaves here, and we'll come back as soon as we get our equipment truck packed. We'll start laundry and then unpack the truck and put all the players' equipment back in their lockers, get all the trainers' trunks off, get all the video stuff off, and then disperse that to where it needs to go.
It was homecoming weekend for the Akron Zips as they hosted the 3-1 Ohio Bobcats to open up conference play. It was a cold and rainy Saturday afternoon, which played a huge factor in this contest. Alright, the Zips offense starts off with a bang. This deep ball from Tommy Woodson is complete to number 12 Amani Davis for a 42-yard gain. Unfortunately for the Zips, they weren't able to convert, which led to a Robert Stein field goal, which put the Zips on the board first, leading 3-0. OU converts on this play-action pass right over the top to the tight end for a touchdown. This will put the Bobcats over the Zips 7-3 in the first quarter. Alright, let's keep things on the defensive end. The OU quarterback drops back, and it is almost intercepted by the Zips defense. Those are the type of chances they need to convert on if you want to win this type of game. Now, would the Zips defense get that chance again? The quarterback makes a pass to the pylon, and that ball is intercepted by number 6, DeAndre Scott. Okay, the Zips take over at their own 20, and there goes Connor Hundley, the running back number 4, gets his longest run of the game, about 16 yards. Good game for the Zips. Alright, the Zips are knocking on the door. Tommy Woodson drops back and hits 6'5", 265-pound tight end Josh McNeil. Let's see if the Zips can punch it in for a score. Tommy Woodson drops back. It is a QB draw, and he is sacked by the OU defense. Facing 3rd and long, the Zips try to run a little trick play. Oh! He fooled the cameraman, but not the OU defense. They come up short and have to settle for another Robert Stein field goal. That field goal made the score 14-6 entering halftime. I did mention this was homecoming weekend, and here at the ZTV Sports Report, we want to give a special shout out to our very own co-host, Kara Riccardi, who is fortunate enough to be on this year's homecoming court. The Zips open the third quarter with a Tommy Woodson pass that's almost intercepted but is caught by number 80, Andrew Pratt. Moving along now, the Zips run a jet sweep to number 1, Hakeem Lawrence, as he runs up the sideline to about the 40-yard line. Here comes Lawrence to run the jet sweep again, but nope, it is handed off to number 4, Connor Hundley, as he rumbles for a solid gain. Now that's a nice play call by Terry Bowden to set up the counter. Fast forward to 3rd and goal, Tommy Woodson makes a quick pass, and it is off the fingertips of the receiver. Once again, the Zips cannot convert in the red zone, resulting in another Robert Stein field goal. Now, with the minute 37 left in the fourth quarter, the Zips had one final chance to come out with the win. Tommy Woodson buys some time in the pocket and throws a dart across the middle, and that ball is complete to number 80, Andrew Pratt, to keep the Zips drive alive. Last chance for the Zips, 4th down and 4. The pass is incomplete. No flags on the play, and turnover on downs. The Bobcats would line up in victory formation, take a knee, and that would do it. The Zips would fall in a final score of 14-12. Robert Stein's 4 field goals weren't enough as the Zips failed to score a touchdown all game. The Ohio Bobcats moved to 4-1 on the season, while the Zips fall to 2-3. The Zips will hit the road for the next game to take on the Eastern Michigan Eagles. For the ZTV Sports Report, I'm Khalil Smith.
Unfortunately, the team couldn't get a W, but it was great to see such a large turnout for the homecoming game. Next up on the show is a quick athlete spotlight. I had the opportunity to talk with Jillian Roth, captain of the women's cross country team, and head coach Dave Gamlich to discuss Roth's accomplishments thus far.
This is a choice because I love to do it, not because I'm pressured by a scholarship or by coaches or family. This was purely my decision just because I love to run. So that was something that I really kept in mind when I was practicing, when I got stressed with school, when I went to competitions. I didn't ever feel like I had a burden on my chest that, oh, like you have to do this. It's something that I wanted to do. And so I think that that's a lot different than some of my teammates who have the pressure of, oh, I have to perform because they expect me to be their #1 athlete because they're giving me this scholarship. And I think that that's helped me exceed my expectations because I've done really well and I've never felt like it's been super stressful. It's always just been really enjoyable.
Well, I'll say this about Jill. I know when she first started at Akron, she was just a walk-on. She kind of came on just to try it out and see if she could make it, and she's come so far, and she's been she's made it all the way from that walk-on spot to one of these key people on our team. And so I've been so impressed with her progress over the years and what she's done for this program. It's been great.
Just to give some perspective, in high school I was a 19:30 5K runner, and now in college I'm 17:30. So I've dropped 2 minutes over the past 4 years, and hopefully more over this last year.
I was able to catch the cross-country team's home opener at the Tommy Evans Invitational and heard one of the athletes yell, "All right guys, time for our 2-mile cool down." Whoever considers 2 miles a cool down, props to you. I give so much credit to all of our cross-country and track athletes. It takes a very special person to do all of that running and still enjoy it. Keep up the hard work. It's that time of the show to take our first commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the ZTV Sports Report. Once again, I'm Kara Riccardi. Time to switch gears a little bit and take a look at what our men's soccer team has been up to. Check it out.
Akron and the Demon Deacons from Wake Forest were meeting for the 8th time on the pitch. Each team had claimed 3 victories in the series with 1 draw. The Demon Deacons, who came in ranked in the top 10, began attacking early and often in this contest, but the Zips goalkeeper, number 24, Jake Fenlison, was ready for anything Wake would send his way. Meanwhile, the Zips were just a bit off on some early chances. The Demon Deacons' hard work would finally pay off as they worked the ball between 2 of their players and finally hit John Baccaro on a give and go that gave Wake Forest a 1-0 lead in the 21st minute. Jake's great work in goal and the rest of the defense kept the Demon Deacons from extending their lead on Akron. Meanwhile, Sam Gainford and the Zips offense were starting to click, and the fans could sense that they were getting closer. Finally, in the 29th minute, Richie Laria took a pass from Adam Najum, dribbled into the box, and played a shot that got past the Wake Forest netkeeper to knot the score at 1. Richie takes some time to celebrate with the AK Rowdies faithful in attendance. The rest of the first half and into the second, Akron and Wake Forest traded chances on the offensive side, but each of the defenses and goalies were equal to the task. It's a wonder how this game did not turn into a high-scoring affair. Both goalies faced double-digit shots, and each made 7 saves on the night. Something had to give, you would think. What would be the deciding factor to settle this battle between 2 top-ranked teams? And then it happened. An Akron foul in the box and ensuing penalty kick was what Wake Forest needed to take a 2-1 lead. The defenses for both teams continued to play well the rest of the night. The Zips would actually outshoot the Demon Deacons in the second half 11-7, including 6 shots on goal. But it was not Akron's night as the Wake Forest defense and goalkeeping worked overtime to shut out the Zips in the second half, despite some great opportunities seen here. The game was a physical one all night and saw a total of 5 yellow cards and 39 fouls on both teams.
Men's soccer against Penn State, the Nittany Lions dropped a 5th defender back, and it made things difficult for the Zips offense. Scoring chances for the Zips were night and day between the 2 halves. In the first, not a very good corner kick. However, in the second, a very good corner leads to a beautiful header, but an even better defensive header. Your goalie appreciates your hard work, young man. Still scoreless in the second, the Zips were on the attack. However, the Zips attacker would show off why maybe it'd be a good thing to actually skip leg day as he blasted it over the crossbar. The Zips on the move again, and uh-oh, that's a handball. That will set up a penalty kick. Adam Najum versus the goalie the student section isn't fond of in the penalty kick. Little stutter step. Go! I can't hold my breath that long, but you get the gist. It gives the Zips a 1-0 lead. A nice little give and go would give the Zips a 2-0. Oh, wait a second, he missed it. That's gonna haunt him. Off of the steal, the Zips would have a second opportunity to get their second goal. However, the shot ends up wide left. Fortunately for the Zips, the penalty kick would be enough. As time expired, the Zips would send their fans home happy with a 1-0 win.
From the field to the court, one of our reporters, Brian Bialco, caught up with the volleyball team to feature their match against Ball State.
On the night of September 26th, your Lady Zips hosted the Ball State Cardinals in Akron's Mid-American Conference home opener, and these ladies are ready to go. The ladies seemed evenly matched, and they had great back and forth rallies that seemed to go on for a long time. But eventually, this rally here is punctuated by a spike from Akron's Patience Brown. Again, with the continued rallying, tremendous blocking from both sides, on-target passing, hard spikes, great digs, especially this impressive one here, allowing for a nice set and spike to give Ball State a point. Speaking of great digs, Akron showcased many great digs of their own, led by Dragana and Brenna, who had 14 and 11 respectively. But the power in this match came from Akron's junior, Amanda Bedell, who led both teams on the court with 21 kills and a .432 kill percentage. Akron was able to take 2 out of the first 3 sets with scores of 25-19, 22-25, and 25-17. But Ball State would not go away so quietly. Ball State never backed down at any point in this match and turned the tables in the 4th set, not allowing the Zips to get in a scoring mood and eventually taking that set 25-22. In the 5th and final set of the match, it seemed like we were going to have a nail-biter when it was tied at 9. But unfortunately for Akron, it seemed to fall off at the end, eventually losing the set 15-9 and losing their MAC home opener of the season 3 sets to 2. The top performer in this match for Ball State was Jenna Spadafora, who had 41 assists and 11 digs, and for Akron, Amanda scoring 21 kills, and Dragana, who had 14 digs and 6 kills.
Thanks, Brian. We are now going to take another short commercial break, but don't go too far. We will be right back on the ZTV Sports Report. Welcome back, everyone. Normally, we go to athletic events to watch the athletes compete for a win, but what would a game be without an announcer? We are going to toss it over to Andrew Wilms, who was able to talk to Dave Hawley, the announcer for the women's soccer team, and then check out highlights from their matchups with Kent State and Ohio University.
My name is David Hawley, and I am one of the public address announcers for the University of Akron sports teams. I've been announcing for Akron for 6 seasons. I've been a public address announcer for 18. For Akron, I announce women's soccer. I'm secondary announcer for men's soccer. I do track and field, indoor and outdoor. I do swimming and diving. My best memory from announcing for Akron, I think I was able to do 2 MAC men's soccer championships. It was great to be the announcer there. I really like being around the young people. I like being around the student athletes. Both my son and daughter played soccer for Stowe High School. Athletic director was looking for someone to be a public address announcer and just kind of set up in the stands, does anybody want to do it? And I thought I'd take a shot at it, and that got me into it. Probably the best tip is to know that you're not a play-by-play announcer. You're just a public address announcer, and the idea is just to try and be impartial as you can and just give the information that's needed. Don't talk too much. As my worst memory, I did a volleyball match in my first season here at Akron, and I was not used to following that script and the use of video boards, and I botched it very badly, and I haven't been asked back to do any volleyball matches since. So.
Friends and soccer fans, and welcome to First Energy Stadium and Cub Cadet Field on the campus of the University of Akron for tonight's Mid-American Conference soccer match between the Golden Flashes from Kent State University and your University of Akron Zips. The Akron Zips women's soccer team started MAC play against the Kent State Golden Flashes. The 2 teams would go back and forth at the start, with Akron's Sarah Civic launching a shot from distance, and then Akron goalkeeper Lucas Hegeman
would get a stop. Akron would strike first, however, as Karen Norman would put a shot in the bottom corner after a cross from Abby Gindelsberger. Kent State would answer back in the first half, however, and the two teams would both have chances to take the lead, with Akron barely clearing a Kent State chance and an Akron shot going just wide right. The teams would go into the break with a 1-1 score. In the second half, Kent State would get a nice ball in, and after a wild scramble in front of the net, the ball would land right at the feet of Donnie Capehart, who promptly gave the Golden Flashes the lead. Kent State would get an insurance goal as Capehart got her second after a corner kick and an unlucky bounce off an Akron defender.
That's the end of tonight's match with the final score. The Kent State Golden Flashes 3 and your Akron Zips 1.
The Akron Zips women's soccer team faced the Ohio University Bobcats this weekend, and it was a physical one. Number 12, Holly Oransky had a great shot attempt from a far distance. Number 14, Shay O'Brien passed to number 23, Sarah Civic, but got pushed by Ohio University Bobcats as forward. You could tell this game was going to be a physical one, with a slide tackle from Ohio University's number 11, but a nice pass from number 11, Abby Ginsberg, to number 28, Karen Norman. Abby recovers and passes it off to Akron, shoots, but is blocked by a Bobcat defender. Ohio University Bobcats retaliate with a shot attempt, but miss it way left. Abby Ginsberg tries again with a bullet from long range, but it's grabbed by the goalkeeper. Akron's defense steps it up with a block from a nice cross from the Ohio University Bobcats and push it downfield to shoot and score with a nice goal from number 23, Sarah Civic, with less than 3 minutes left to go in the game, putting the Zips up 1-0. Less than 2 minutes later, Rachel Bogman gives a nice assist to number 9 and kicks the ball through the net. The Akron Zips win 2-0 against the Ohio University Bobcats.
Well, that's a wrap for today, everyone. Parker and I will see you next time on the ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Zips athletics. Thanks for watching.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.